Okay, Mindy, whenever you're ready, we are good to go.
Okay. Father, how we thank you for another day that you've brought us through, for your protection. We thank you most of all for your son, Jesus, who you sent to die for us, Father, and how you've chosen to use us in the different ways that you have, whether a pastor's wife, whether a teacher, whether a bus driver even, and even through our Mary Kay, Father. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to work in business and for the motto that they have of God first, family second, business third. Thank you for our families. And I thank you for the way they support us. And I pray that this evening would be a blessing to each one of us, and that you would just bless each one of us in our business to be more motivated, to do better, and to do it for your glory. Thank you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for starting us out. I really like that we are starting our meetings like that. I feel like it just gives you that moment to take a deep breath and refocus on what we're really even doing here, and just to be able to get going. So thank you, Mindy. Okay, so I am going to I don't know how else to say it. I'm going to like rush through a little bit of our beginning stuff because I'm so excited about our training. Our training tonight is all about IPAs, and IPAs stands for income producing activities. And who couldn't use a little bit more ideas about that, you know? I mean, I'm with you guys. And what I'm most excited about for our training tonight is that I'm featuring a lot of different people. So it won't just be me, because I mean, I love doing training, but isn't it so nice sometimes to hear a different perspective, hear a new thought, or even the same exact thing, but said a slightly different way? I mean, as a teacher, you know, when you're going through teacher training, they tell you to like teach it to a student in a multitude of ways so that, you know, it catches them, it catches every student. So it's a very similar idea where we're just going to get a lot of ideas you've maybe heard before, but said in a new way, from a new voice, and from people who are in it right now. So I'm really excited about that. So without further ado, a few announcements we have. We are doing great for our equinox. I'm like almost scared to say it out loud, you know, like that makes it like, oh, okay. But we are doing really, really well with our equinox goal. Last time I checked a lot. I mean, I'm sure you're not surprised. But last time I checked, we were at 60 to 87, which I think is like even like past where I posted last. I try to wait to post the update until it's like a pretty significant change. But I am really impressed, Fearless Unit. There's a pretty significant change about every other day right now, which is kind of historical for our unit. Usually we're kind of like, not a lot's happening, and then like a bunch of people order, and then not a lot's happening, and then a bunch of people. But it's been like every other day people have been like working towards a goal or getting a great sale. So I'm just like really proud of you guys, because it's all about the consistency, and we may not all need to order at the same time. And the fact that there's so many people working has just made that come in. So keep it up. We have until the end of the month. And then if we don't make it, we have to like push it back 3 more months. So I really want to shut this thing down, but you guys have really just been doing it with me. So I don't feel nervous, but I did want to just make sure we knew we have until the end of this month. And it's midnight Central Time is the end of the month for ordering. So because we just did time change, for a lot of us, that's like not that different. But for some of us, like in Arizona, just make a mental note that it's 10 p.m. for you guys now, and it used to be 11. So I don't know. I just wanted you to know that it's all based on Central Time, because that's where corporate is. So they base it, that's like where all of Mary Kay ordering is. The second thing is, if you have not been on In Touch lately, there's an exciting update about the new facility that they're opening up in the East. For the products, a new product facility. Yes, Mindy, it's exciting. It should speed up the shipping times, because we're opening up a brand new product facility, which means the ones that we currently have aren't spread quite as thin. And they did recommend that if you were one of the ones that would be getting your products from that new facility up in the East, which Mindy would definitely be one of those because she lives in like the neighboring town with it, they said the earlier you can order, the faster your shipment will get to you, because there is a bit of a transition. So they're going to try to really smooth that out. But they did want everyone to be aware of that. The sooner you can order, the smoother your transition will be. For most of us, I think everyone else on this particular Zoom, Kayla, it might affect, it might not. But for most of us, it's probably not going to change a lot, but except to improve it, because we won't be sharing our facility with even more people. So it's a really good thing. And I mean, that just shows how stable our company is, that in the middle of a pandemic year, we're building a new facility and like getting more products out. So, I mean, testimony to how stable our company is, because that is not the case for a lot of places right now. So I love that. Let's see, next thing, our goal of 5 stars is almost done. We are so close. We have 4 stars so far this quarter. They are Amy Miller. Let's give a round of applause to Amy Miller. And Mom, would you unmute really quick and tell us which level of star are you at? Because I don't want to say it wrong. Oh, do you know? Your eyes got real big.
I think I'm a diamond.
I think you are too. I know, I lose track because it like goes so quick. So the cool thing with stars is that there are different levels and different prizes. So the higher you are as a star, the cooler the prizes get. And there's 2 ways to kind of move up on that star path. One is just making even more sales. The other way is when you have a personal teammate that is qualified. That means they've ordered 600 either all in once or cumulatively. It automatically bumps you up a level, which is really, really cool because it benefits her and it benefits you. So that is a beautiful thing. So we have a diamond star. We have Kayla Thrift, who is on here tonight, and she is double multitasking. She's actually at her parents' house for a birthday dinner, and she snuck up here, like upstairs, to like come say hi to us. So we're gonna actually feature her in just a second. But Kayla, can you tell us what level of star you are at? I can't remember. I think I know. But
I'm Sapphire.
Sapphire, which is just exciting. I am also Sapphire, so we're doing it together. It's awesome. And I just love that we have that opportunity. Amanda right below me is, well, I don't know where she is on your screen, but that's where she is on mine. She is like this close to doing it. She's putting in her order right after, but that's our 4th star. And then Janine, who's going to be on here in just a few, she is also a star, and I'm not going to announce her level because she's like this close to a new level. So I don't want to announce it wrong in case it changes. But y'all should just be really impressed with her. She's going to be doing some of our trainings tonight because she's just like really been killing it with her parties. So I am really, really just excited about that. Right after this at 7:15 Central. So whatever your math is for where you are. I know, I just can't keep up with all of it. I like just, you'll have to just do it based off of Central. We are having our Coffee and Conversations, which is a guest event where you can invite people to just hear more about the Mary Kay opportunity. We do a drawing for someone to win a $30 e-start for free or $30 off if they choose to do the e-start plus the starter kit. So it's basically $30 off of whatever they choose to start with. They will put their consultant agreement in tonight, and then we do a drawing from everyone that signed up. And one of those people will get a refund for their money, just so I make sure that I'm clear with how that works. So it's a really, really good deal for anybody that's even considering it. And maybe they hop on and they say, oh, it's not for me or not right now, but it's a great way to just share a little bit more in a really non-pressure way. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. We are also having one next Monday. Okay. So plan ahead if you were like, oh, I got a little behind, or I meant to, or I just didn't know who to invite. We're also doing one next Monday. Tonight, I'm going to be leading it. Next week, Nancy's going to be leading it. Nancy's really good at this. I try to be really good at this, but Nancy's got 25 years of experience in here. So doesn't matter when you're bringing them. Hopefully it'll be a really great event. And then we are also, this is just like a side note. I'm not sure I've ever mentioned this before. We are 4 unit members away from being a 50 member unit, which is like a really big deal in the Mary Kay world. When you know how like when you're on the career path, there's like different things you do. Like when you get 3 active team members, you get a red jacket, and that they have a career path for directors. And for me as a director, one of my first steps on the career path in my first year is to try to have a 50 member unit. So we are 4 people away. So I just wanted to tell you guys that because you don't even know that's a goal that I have because I haven't told you. So I just wanted to let you know that we are doing just a phenomenal job, and I'm just going to say it because I'm pretty proud. A lot of people don't make it there in their first year. And here we are in about 10 months, almost there. So one of my big, like praying about it, reaching for the stars kind of goal is to finish that this month. I just think that would be really, really cool. And all of you are part of that because, you know, if you get one person, that's so exciting for your personal business and it supports the unit. So I just love that in Mary Kay, when one person wins, usually a lot of people are winning. And I just think that's really, really special. And I wanted you guys to know that because you can't know if I don't share it with you. So I'm just really, really proud of us. And because Kayla snuck upstairs, we're going to change up our order just a little bit. And for training tonight, we're going to go ahead and have Kayla share, because she said she had to hop off after a few minutes. And then I'm going to share the career path, and then we'll do the rest of our training for tonight. But I did want to give her a chance so she wasn't like having to leave her family for too long. But Kayla, I asked her specifically if she would share about how she's producing income through her Facebook group, because that can be like one of those, we're not quite sure what to do with it. We're not sure if it's really affecting our business. And she has been doing just a phenomenal job since the start. So Kayla, would you share for just a few minutes about some things that are working really well for you and like producing income for you there?
Sure. Thank you, Whitney. Okay, so I'm kind of excited about showing you guys all this information, because I know it was kind of like my parties kind of dropped down a little bit lately, but I'm still being able to make money because I have my customer group, and I've just come up with just a couple different things that that I do in them that helps kind of like encourage people to buy and just kind of like keeps stuff in front of them. So like one thing that's really important is that when you start your customer group, you want to post something either every day or every other day, because Facebook has these algorithms and you will get kicked off of people's feeds if you're not being consistent. They're just not going to see your posts. And if they don't see your posts, then they're not going to see all the good information, and they're not going to place the orders because they can't see anything. So even if it's a quick like, hey guys, how are you? Or if it's a picture of your dog, or just like a selfie with your favorite lipstick, like that is key to like just keeping you in front of their face every day. Even if they're not on Facebook every day, it's going to be there. So that's one thing. And one thing that I found really helpful, and I shared it a couple months ago, but I use an app called Post My Party. And with that, I can create posts and schedule them. And then I don't have to go do it every day. I create the post, like, and it lets you put the picture and the all the, what's it called, the caption, and you can put links in it, you can put videos, whatever. And then you just schedule it. Like I've done a couple times where I have for a whole month scheduled, so that I don't even have to think about my customer group. And then I'll come up on my feed and like, oh man, there's 50 comments on this. Oh yeah, I forgot I posted that. So it's kind of fun. But if you want any information about that, you can just message me, because I can hook you up with that. It's super easy. You get like 14 days free to just try it out. And I have tons of templates that I can share with you. So let's see, I have a list. Okay, so sharing products, also share games. I have found that those little games that like, what's like today I posted, what's your fancy donut name? I get more comments on that than I do any products. Like it's crazy. But the more they comment, and then if you comment on their comments, that kind of helps it too. It's not just like a cold message, like you're actually interacting with them, and you can get to know your customers a lot more too. Because it's really about building that relationship, because I know I'm in some groups with on other businesses, and like the ones where the ladies comment back and forth and they try to talk to you, like those are the ones that I'm more apt to buy from, because I've had that, like, we're not friends, but like I feel like we're closer there. Like you remember my face and you remember my name, and like that's really important for people. Another thing is to go live. People want to see your face. We're not doing in-person parties right now. And I mean, for me, in-person parties might not be a thing that I ever do, but going live, that is another thing with building that like relationship with people. They just like to see your face. And even if you don't know what to say, just go on it and just be like, hey, I like this lipstick, or this is how I wash my face. It's super easy and they love it. They'll talk about it, they'll comment later. It's totally fun. And then they know you as a person instead of just a picture. So that really is great. One of the main things that I've been doing, which has been really good for me, is I do a mystery hostess event every month. And that can be any day of the month. Usually I try to spread it out. So like if I had one in the beginning of the month, the next one might be the middle, just to kind of like change it up, because people have different paydays, they have just different stuff going on. Excuse me. So for the mystery hostess, what I do is I schedule an event in my group. If you go to events and you schedule it as an event, you can individually invite everybody to it so they don't miss the post. They have another invite. And what's cool about that is that if they say they're going or maybe they're going, Facebook sends them a reminder about your event the day before, the hour before, like, hey, it's about to happen. So you don't have to follow up. All you have to do is schedule it, and they have to tell, like, say if they're coming or not, which is really cool. I will say you cannot schedule posts in an event. So if you wanted to just manually post in there during that event, you can. But what I've found too is that I'll just do that and then tell them, like, hey, all the posts are going in the regular group, because people might not have seen the invite, or they might be like, oh, I forgot about this, and they jump on it too. So totally fun. But what the mystery hostess is anyone who places an order of, usually I say $20 or $25 or more, you get an entry to win the hostess rewards for that party. So a lot of excuses I get is, I don't have any friends, my friends don't buy, like, they don't take part in any of the parties. So this is perfect. So, and I've had a couple dud parties, and actually those ladies like have really like embraced the mystery hostess, and they order like every month, because they're like, my friends can't help me get this, but I can get me this. So it's really cool. Some months you get more than others, but I have found that it's very, very profitable. So I normally don't put on the mystery hostess, because it's such a large group of ladies. I normally don't put a cap, like it has to be a $200 qualified party, but you totally can do that. But I do usually just do 10% of the party sales. I throw in a half price item, and then I'll do like a giveaway in there. Sometimes it's just like a bunch of different games. But the main giveaway is the hostess reward. So I don't really like focus on a smaller giveaway at all. Usually that gets them real quick. They're like, oh, I can win hostess rewards. Okay, let me order something. And it's super fun. One thing that's really cool that I did this month, because my birthday was this month, is I did a birthday bash. And what I also needed was, I needed to get to my goal to make star this quarter. So what I did was I threw a birthday bash from the 1st of March till the 15th of March, just to kind of like boost sales and try to get me pushed up to that level that I needed. And it worked out perfectly, because it got me to my star, and then I was great. So what I did was, I just featured 10 of my favorite items, and I posted one every day. And then I added like a gift with purchase and free shipping. So if you spend $100, you get free shipping. If you spend 50, you get a free gift. I also posted about doing a test trial with the clinical solutions. So if they are going to document their progress and send me pictures, I would give the 5 ladies that set half off as my like test group. So that got me 2 right away, which I was shocked, because no one had been really interested in that set. And like a half price roll-up bag, if they booked a party, when they close it, they get that half price. One more thing. So when you do events and posts, also try to tag people. When you schedule it, you can tag them, and when you post it. So if you and I don't tag everybody, because Facebook will probably block you for that. But try to pick like maybe like 5 of your most consistent commenting ladies, and then maybe 5 or 6 that don't, just because it'll just bring you back around their feed, because maybe they're not seeing your stuff. So make sure you tag a couple people in those things, and also try not to put your link in your post, put it in the comments. One problem I've been having in my customer group is that Facebook keeps turning it into a sales post. And what's not good about that I didn't know, actually a Pampered Chef lady told me, is when it turns it into a sales post, it puts you on the marketplace. So just be kind of vigilant in making sure that if it turns it into a sales post, you just turn it off. It's real easy and it like happens immediately. So it's no worries. But that was something, because I know that can get us in trouble with our contracts with Mary Kay, because it takes away from direct sales. But anyways, that's all I have for my customer group information. I hope that was helpful for you guys.
That was awesome, Kayla. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your tips. And one of the reasons I wanted her to be on here is Kayla is leading the way in sales in our unit, and she is actually on target for Queen's Court of Sales this year, which in the Mary Kay world is a huge, huge deal. She is going to earn a diamond ring, like not like a diamond, like actual diamond ring. And I think she's going to post a picture in our unit sometime in the near future of the one that she chose. She showed it to me. It's gorgeous. But this is a huge deal in Mary Kay, and this is her first full year in Mary Kay. Actually, let's see. When did you start last year, Kayla? It would have been.
It was like June 30th or July 1st. It was one of those two.
So right at the beginning of like the seminar year. So this is her first full year. So I wanted her to be on here to share about sales because she's really doing it. She's doing the sales because she's not ordering just to order and stockpiling product. She's really been consistent, and I thought that she had good tips to share. And you're going to hear a lot of great tips tonight. So don't get overwhelmed. Like, take the ones that are going to work great for you and then run with it, because anybody can do this. And she's been like exclusively online because she started mid-pandemic and she really made this thing rock and roll. So I am so proud of you, Kayla, for your consistency. And we're so glad that you were able to hop on tonight. I know your schedule doesn't usually allow for you to be on, but I'm really glad that you were able to be on here tonight and just share all of your awesome tips with us. So thank you so much. Let's give her a round of applause. That was like super, super helpful. Awesome. Okay, I am going to take us back to doing some career path recognition, because I want to see who's on tonight. I know we have a really good crew. This is like our kind of classic crew that's on here tonight. So if you are a beauty consultant that has been in Mary Kay, I don't know, you're not brand new. I don't think we have anyone brand new on here. But if you are an independent beauty consultant in Mary Kay, would you wave at me? Yeah. Okay, we've got several in here. Yes, Janet, you are. Janet's like, am I? Yes, okay. You are. So I love that. Congratulations, lady. And then right after our independent beauty consultants on the career path, we have our senior consultants. And those are ladies who have 1 to 2 active teammates on their team. Where are my senior consultants at tonight? Yay! We have Mindy on here, and Mindy is just incredibly faithful to share the opportunity. She has a lot that she does outside of Mary Kay, as I know a lot of you do. So not to like make an excuse like she's doing, you know, more than everybody else, but she really does work it around a full schedule. And I just really love that, because I think it shows you that anybody can make this work for them, no matter all the things they have going on outside of it. So really excited about that. I would love to know where my team builders / star recruiters, we call them both, are. That is our ladies that have earned a beautiful red jacket. Yes, it is Amanda. I'm so excited. Amanda, would you unmute for us and tell us what you love about Mary Kay this past week? You know, what was something that you just loved about your business?
Oh, I think I've said it before, but I loved how I was on vacation, but I still had a party while I was on vacation, and I got really good sales. And it was all from, you know, the time we were just at the house relaxing. It wasn't like taking me away from my family. So I just loved the flexibility of squeezing it in whenever I can, you know. So yeah.
I love that. And it's so true, because we can work from anywhere for sure. Okay. And then after our star recruiters, we have a position called team leaders. And those are for ladies that have 5 to 7 active on their team. And we don't have any on tonight, but that position is open. And I know Amanda is coming into that. And there are several ladies who are going to be coming behind Amanda and filling in that team leader position with 3 to 4 active on their team. Honestly, ladies, I think of Mary Kay as more of a marathon than a sprint. There are times where we sprint, but if you are just consistent and you just kind of do it, it comes together. And I really do think the Lord blesses faithful sowing. There's that parable in the Bible about the sower where they sow the seeds and then God gives the increase. I think that definitely applies in our Mary Kay business. So just be faithful to the work and God will be faithful to you in every area, not just Mary Kay, but also in Mary Kay, which is just a beautiful promise from him. Right after the team leader position is the elite team leader position, and that is for ladies who have 8 or more active in their personal team. We don't have any on tonight. Once again, that position is open, but I see it being filled in the very near future, and I'm really excited about that. And just past that on our career path is our position of DIQ, and I happen to know that we have a DIQ on this particular Zoom call. So Mom, if you would unmute and tell us what you love about your Mary Kay life this past week, we'd love to hear from you. You've got a lot of people cheering you on.
What do I love about my Mary Kay life? I love Monday night meeting. I love seeing your faces. I love making money for my family, and I love the limitless possibilities for the future.
Absolutely. I love that. I do feel like Mary Kay can push you to dream bigger than you would have without it. At least it has for me. It's just like open my mind to more of the what if, not so much a negative thing as a positive, like, but what if it did work out? What if it did go well? That kind of idea. So I love that. Okay, I want to know who our queens are from this past week. So Mary Kay, we're going to have 2 queens every week in the Fearless unit, or at least work to see if we have 2 queens. We're going to have a queen of sales and a queen of sharing. And I have really been thinking, when we were in person, we had this, we called it Millie, and it was this cute little elephant, and it had like a cute little like Mary Kay scarf wrapped around it. And you got to take home Millie, and Millie was short for $1 million. It was Millie, the $1 million elephant. You got to take her home if you were the queen of sales. And I thought, I can't think of any reasonable way to send an elephant around the country. And with shipping times, it wouldn't even make it to the queen before the next queen was chosen. So I was really thinking about how we could maybe like bump up our recognition for our queens every week. And what I thought of, and this may not be forever, but I think something that'd be really fun to at least do for the foreseeable future was in our Facebook group, there's this little section at the top with the announcements. And you know how for the past like full week, you have seen that announcement about coffee and conversations, where it just like, that's the first thing you see every time you open up the group. We're going to make it an announcement for who was our queen this past week. So their face will be right at the top of our Facebook group all week. And we're going to do a little bio about them. Because isn't it kind of fun? Don't you like to get to know a little bit of the behind the scenes about people? So we'll probably do different kinds of questions, but it'll be silly stuff like what's their favorite food and what would be, what did they want to be when they were a kid? Just silly stuff. But I think that's just a fun way to get to know each other and really feature you for something that's a big accomplishment, and you get that recognition all week long. So I'm really excited about that, and I wanted to share it. I've really been thinking on it, and we can always tweak it in the future, but I just think that's a really fun way for it to be, that's our version of Millie, the $1 million elephant for the Fearless unit, because I just think you ladies deserve that. So without further ado, this is something I want to know. Who sold something last week? Doesn't matter how small, how big, who sold just any item from their shelf last week? Oh, we have a lot of ladies waving. Oh, that is so fun. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it was an eyeshadow or if it was a miracle set. Any sale just makes you feel a little better. So I love that. And I just want you guys to know that it doesn't matter how little or how much you sold last week. I'm proud of you because you did work either in the past or right then to get that sale. And that is a really big deal in Mary Kay, really in any area, but in Mary Kay, it's a big deal. So I have a lot of ladies who made sales last week. Who sold over the course of last week $100? Let me see. Anybody sell? Oh, we got someone waving. Amanda, I think you might that was real Southern of me right there. I think that you might be our only one who was waving for selling $100 last week. Can you unmute and tell us how much you did sell last week total?
I sold $759 last week. I just totaled it up today. I was like, what? Because it was like a little bit, a lot, you know what I mean? So
okay, give us all of your tips, because that is like double what it takes to be the queen of, that's more than double. In Mary Kay, being the queen of sales is 300 or more. Yeah, while on vacation, my mom pointed out, no less. So we need to know, how did you sell that? We are in awe. This is me bowing.
Well, I had a party and I'm trying to think, her customers were just so supportive. Like I got 2 bookings from it. Some parties are hit or miss, and
Yeah.
it was a really good party. The people just wanted to try. They tried Mary Kay in the past, and were reordering. They didn't have a consultant anymore. It was just really, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also did that game that I shared on our, kind of like a game where you pick a briefcase, I did that on my private group, and I got some good engagement on that, and that helped boost my sales too. So I recommend that in like parties or private page. That's what really helped me get it. So it wasn't like I sold it all in one day. It was just like steady throughout the week. You know what I mean? It just, those coming in. So yeah, it was really.
That is so exciting. And you guys, Amanda's been working really, really hard to finish up her STAR goal. And I will say, I feel like God often, when we step out in faith to do something a little bit harder or bigger, he often just blesses us with a lot more than we thought. Sometimes you don't get the goal. I mean, I worked really hard for the car for a long time before I actually got it, and I missed it a couple times. But I feel like when we're consistent, God matches our faith with blessing. And I feel like that's just such a good example, because Amanda has, by her own admission, had parties where it wasn't so great. They're not all $759 weeks, but she has been faithful to, even though not every party's great, do the next one, do the next step out by faith and ask the next person. So I don't know why I just can't say my words tonight, you guys. I don't know what's happening over here, but I am really proud of you, Amanda. So congratulations to our queen of sales. Oh, such a big thing. And then I would love to know, did anybody share the opportunity with someone last week? Just one person, anyone? All okay. So good news, we have coffee and conversation tonight. And I know a lot of you have people, so that's about to change for this coming week. But to be the queen of shares, you have to do 3 or more shares in a week. So even if you were the only one that shared and you had 2 people you shared with, that would be amazing. But to be the queen and to get that recognition on our Facebook group, you have to do at least 3. Multitude of ways to do a share. You can share that video that I posted, and if you don't have the link, I can send it to you. Send them the video where they'll watch me and I just kind of share about my Mary Kay journey for about 8 or 9 minutes is the length of the video. And then we'll do a follow-up call. So that's a way to do a share. Or you can invite them to coffee and conversations. That's another way to do a share. If they're on there, that counts. A third way, say you have like 4 people that you want to share with, but like coffee and conversations isn't at a good time for them. Let me know. We could do a Zoom just for you and your guests. Like, I'm 100% down for that. I get it. Not Monday night may not be the best night of the week for every single person. So if you have some people and you just want to, like, make it a big event, and maybe you do a giveaway for your guests and just do that, I am more than happy to partner with you to make that happen, because we want to meet people where they're at. We can't always be incredibly flexible with our schedule, but we can do our best. So we can do one-on-one shares. We can maybe do a group separate just for you and your people that you want to share with. We'll do our Monday nights. So that's how you can do those. I want to make it as simple as possible. And guys, anyone can share the opportunity. You do not have to be a rocket scientist. You do not have to be a director. You can just tell people, hey, I really like what I'm doing. I'd love for you to listen to more. It may not be for you. I always tell people it may not be for them, because it may not. And it takes all that pressure off. Because I think sometimes people think we're going to try to drag them in. They're like, I don't want a sales pitch. Well, we're not going to do that, but they don't know that. So when we just say, hey, it may be for you, it may not, but I just love your support listening either way, it kind of breaks down that fear barrier that can keep some people from like listening. So I always try to lead with that. And there's a lot of people it's not for, but like the women in this group, it was for you. And it may be for them. We don't know. They'll probably benefit from it, even if it's just the positive girlfriends. I can't even tell you how much that means to me. So that's kind of some of our recognition, some of our announcements. I am really excited. And now I'm going to move us along back into training. So it's I almost kind of like this, where we're going back and forth between stuff, because it gives your brain kind of a break and then you can come back to it. So our next person that we're going to have do training will be my mom. And I asked her if she would do some training on how to follow up with people, because I think something that I personally can let go of sometimes is the follow-up, because I'm scared I'm going to annoy people, or I just plain old forget. So she's going to share some of the ways that she's followed up and how that has produced income for her and what has been working for her.
Well, hello. Okay. Wasn't Kayla great? That was very exciting. And I've learned from her. In fact, I borrowed some stuff from her today that was helpful. So she's really good with the Facebook group. So there's a couple of things I know. I'm thinking Janine might be coming. I'm wondering because she said she's coming, and I'm wondering if she's confused about the time. I don't
I
know.
did ask her if she was coming just a few minutes ago, and she said she was. So I will message her again. So go on.
And that's what she told me too. So I'm just wondering if maybe she thinks it's an hour later from now. I don't know.
That-
Anyway.
yeah, go on and I'll check with her.
Okay, sounds good. So a couple of things. I want to encourage you not to feel like you're bugging somebody. Recently, I have been a guest at several parties and also a hostess at several parties for other direct sales, mostly because I want to feel the feels that my customers are feeling or that my hostess is feeling. And it is very possible to be too busy to get back with the person who is contacting you. And it's legitimate. I mean, I'm in the middle of teaching. It gets buried and I forget about it. An emergency happens at my house. So don't be afraid to say, hey, just checking back. Always be kind, because a couple of times I've been in a group where the person getting back with me was a little curt with me. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing this kind of for you. So, so always be very gracious. And whenever you're getting back with a customer, they say, nothing right now. Don't have your feelings hurt and be like feeling pouty about it. Just be like, okay, no problem, and keep a conversation going with people. I mean, I do care how they're doing and how, especially in this day and age, how they're feeling. So, a couple of just texts about how their family is and how things are going for them it's a good thing. I mean, we want to always have golden rules. So you want to treat your customer the way that you would like to be treated, which is why I have been the hostess at a couple of other direct sales meetings to kind of feel the feels of how that is, as I said before. Does everybody know what the My Customers app is? Does everybody have that? My Customers app? Yes. Interesting. Okay. So My Customers app, you can do two ways. You can use your laptop and go to My Customers on Mary Kay in Touch and enter each customer's name. And then whenever they order, like when you do a customer delivery service, that would put them in the My Customers app. But those that order from your shelf, you can put them in there too. And then when you download the app on your phone, you can see what they ordered before. So if they say, I need another foundation, you just click on them and there they are with the foundation color that they had. So that's a good way to follow up with them. But also you can send a text to all of them. So I have over 100 people that are on my app. So once or twice a month, I'll just make a text that says, hey, we have our new spring products. I'll include a picture of that and I'll just connect with all of them, and it'll just send it out one after another. You can put their name individually, or you can start it with, hey friend, and you can kind of connect with everybody then and just see if they need anything. When I'm sending in an order, I might send one out and say, hey, I'm about to send in an order. Can I add anything for you? Or you can look on that app and see that they bought a skincare set and it's been 3 months. So they may need some new day cream or cleanser. Technically, they should need everything, but not always are people vigilant in all of their stuff. So maybe they didn't use their night cream as much and maybe they just need day cream. But just being able to keep up with those things, I think being able to just contact through the My Customers app is a big way that I contact my customers once or twice a month on there. And usually it's just a text that I make that you can pick everybody you want to on there, and then it'll just send it out to everybody in your My Customers app. Also through Messenger, I go back through after I've had a party. Sometimes those sales kind of die. So I'll just page back through my Messenger and say, oh, this person had said they were interested in a skincare set. And I'll just say, hey, we haven't talked in a while. Just wondering if you had thought any more about that skincare set. Let me put the deal sheet here again so you can see, and I'll still offer that deal from the party if you're interested, because I'll sell a skincare set for $99 rather than 110 if they're interested in that. I'm good with that. So just not letting that die. When there is a party, I don't want to talk too long here, but I keep my hostess's name and all of her customers listed underneath, or all of her guests listed underneath. And I put columns for sales, parties, shares. And when I've asked them about a sale, I circle it. When I've asked them about a party, I circle it. When I've asked them about a share, I circle it. If they say no, I put it in orange. If they say yes, I put it in pink, whatever. That may not be you, that might overwhelm you, but that helps me to not be worried in my head that I'm not keeping up with somebody or I'm missing something. It puts it on paper for me. So that's another way. And then PCP, I just recently did that when you, your preferred customer program, when you send out the lookbook, you can just follow up and say, hey, did you get that lookbook? And were there any products in there that you were interested in or had some questions about? And whenever there's new products, just like the retinol set, I think through my customer base, and if they're already a lady of an interesting age and might already be using the Time Wise Repair, or the retinol is good for everybody. But you know your customers, you know the ones, I mean, some of these ladies are already going to the salon and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a process that is painful, and they don't even like to go in public for a couple of days after they have it done. So you might just say, hey, just send them the info and let them make the decision for themselves. But anyway, those are my customer follow-up ideas. I don't know, Whitney, if you had anything else in mind that you noticed that I do, but that's all I can.
Those are great tips. And I just feel like sometimes, I mean, we say the fortune is in the follow-up, but sometimes if we are really, really honest with ourselves, we're just not really following up the way we should, because we let ourselves be talked into they're going to be bugged, or I don't have time, or I've already talked to them, and I've seen my mom over and over just not choose that story in her head. And she does real well with her sales, and she does real well with her recruiting, because she doesn't give up on people. So it's giving them the benefit of the doubt, which I know I personally can be really bad about. But I really took a cue from her on my last party I had. I mean, it was one of those dud parties where like the hostess didn't even show up kind of thing. So it was like, it wasn't great. But I had a couple people that I messaged with, and I messaged this girl. She didn't answer me. And then I did my drawing for the party winners, and she won. And I was like, okay. She like really hadn't participated. You guys are nodding still. Like, yeah, we've all been there. It's like, oh, she hadn't won, but here we are. So I messaged her and told her that she won. And she was like, oh, great. And I said, okay. And then we were going to meet, and because she lives close by, and I was going to give her product. Well, she never showed up. So then I was just like, this is like, if you can't even show up for a free thing, I'm out. I'm not going to message her again, trying to get her a gift. And then she messages me back later, and she says, hey, I am so sorry. I forgot. Is there any way we could meet up later? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And then I just thought, if I were Amy Miller, wouldn't I ask and just see if there's anything else she wanted me to bring? So I did. And she bought $85 worth of product. So just saying, follow Amy's tips. Sometimes you have no idea. I did not see that coming. All of the lead up to that was like, oh, this is not, she's going to be like, no, I don't want anything else. And then there we were. So just ask. You don't know. My mom has something to add to that.
Always say, is there anything else I can get for you? And I'm telling you, 50% of the time they'll say, yeah, I'd like a mascara too, or whatever. And it's like, okay, I can do that. And then always, if they say that, say, is there anything else? Just keep saying it. They'll let you know when they're done shopping. And I learned that from other directors who have great sales. So they'll let you know when they're done. And, they'll just say, no, I'm done. And it's not like you crossed a line. It's just like, okay, great. And move on.
I love it. I love it. And honestly, just take a tip out of Amy's book. Just ask. They might say no, or they might buy $85. You don't know. I almost didn't do it. And then I thought, I'm just going to try. And then here we are. So, okay. I am going to thank you. I'm sorry. Before I move on too quickly. Thank you, Mom. Let's give her a round of applause, because those were some really good for all of us kind of tips. But I am so excited that Janine was able to hop on. She has been, I don't know if you guys have seen this, and it may be a little more behind the scenes because it's March now and we don't have the 50 party contest going this month, but I promise we're bringing it back. We were just narrowing in on the equinox this month, but she has been getting a ton of party bookings, and I thought she probably has some tips to share with us about this. So the number one Mary Kay recommended way for income is through parties.
Am I breaking up?
Oh, okay.
Is it me? Is it me breaking up?
You sound good. You sound good over here. Everyone's like, yep. So I'm going to have her share her party tips with us, getting them booked, because she has been, Janine, just tell us, how many parties do you have booked for this week?
Okay, so this is what I've really been doing. My goal is to have 8 parties a month. And then it's all in the follow-up. And if I don't hear from them the first time, and then if they win, I say, hey, you won. I have some people saying, I had one girl this week, she was so disappointed she didn't have a good participation. And she's like, close out the party tomorrow if you don't hear anything. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. And I just, kept following up with them. And they're like, I'm not going to get paid till the 15th or the 20th. Okay, great. She's like, can you hold the party open? I said, sure. And then I said, oh, by the way, were you willing to be? And she said, yeah. So I did all that. And then again, it's just in the follow-up, I try to be really communication, because it's really hard to, when you're on Facebook, it's like, you're only talking to somebody you don't even know. So it's really good to try to connect with them and, things like that. That's all I've really been doing. I feel like just if they don't answer, reach out to your hostess and say, hey, I'm trying to reach out to so-and-so. They haven't responded. They won. And I just need to know where to send their product to them. Or, if you really want, and then even sometimes I'll say, we're extending the party, or what is it like? I can't think what else to do. And, several of you have asked me to extend the party. We're going to leave it a little longer. And a lot of people say, oh, I forgot, I want to order, or whatever. But, I mean, I want the sale, whether it's 3 weeks later or tomorrow.
100%.
100%.
100%.
So I mean, I did $300 this week. I'm not complaining,
That's amazing. We got a runner-up for our Queen of Sales. I love that. Well, and Janine, I have a quick question for you. Where are you finding the ladies that you're booking for parties? Where are you finding your hostesses?
Are you breaking? Is it me?
I think maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm in the back room.
No, you're fine. I was just asking, where are you finding your hostesses that you're booking?
Oh, that's a good question. So some of them, I'm getting at least one booking per party. So that does help.
Okay. Wait, hang on. I have questions about this.
Started out with Facebook.
Okay, if you're getting one booking from every party,
all right, go ahead. What's your question?
What are you offering as a booking incentive? Anything?
Okay, I do two things. Yes, I show them the makeup bag, the travel kit, and I show them what you gave me, selection option 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're hearing me.
Yeah.
And some people go, oh, well, I don't know if I want to purchase. I just want to win this. Okay, whatever, So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And if they purchase, so if they want that, or they purchase option 1 or option 2 that you had showed me, and that helps.
I gotcha. I love that. And with the option 1 and option 2, she's talking about the hostess rewards, I think. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And that's like, I think all of you have it. And if you don't, just let me know and I will send you the picture right now, but it's just picking between option 1 and option 2. So I love that. Janine, thank you so much. And I will tell you that Janine's really good about getting back to people. So if you have like specific party questions, like Janine, is it okay for me to tell them that they can reach out to you too, like on Voxer and stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I apologize for my internet tonight.
Oh, you're fine. We have all been there. The internet does what it wants sometimes. So
I'm sorry for being late. I didn't even realize I was late. It was cleaning up dinner. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I was telling them I was doing my taxes today. So I was like, oh, it's time for the meeting. So I get it. It's going around. But
okay, good.
I really appreciate you taking time to hop on and share, because I know it's like a crazy week and everything. But the last person that I asked to kind of share from our unit with some income producing activity is Amanda. She is going to share with us about building a team and how that is an income producing activity. Because I think sometimes we see that as like a not necessarily directly related to our income kind of thing, and it really is. So Janine, thank you so much, because the people that we're going to share with, we're meeting at parties. So Janine gave some really good tips about how to get those parties, because that's where you're going to meet the people you're going to share with. That's where you're going to get your sales. And I loved Janine's tip about like, I don't care if it's 3 weeks or one day later, I want the sale. So I'm going to keep the party open. And I think I have a tendency to close mine a little too soon sometimes. So those were amazing tips. I'm so glad you're able to hop on. But Amanda, if you are willing to unmute, if you're able to unmute for us and share some just how team building affects your income and like some ways that you're making that happen, that would be great.
Yeah, so I apologize if you hear a little noise in the background, but it's Adelaide. So, I didn't really understand how team building affected your income until I started doing it, because it's not something you think about, you know what I mean? But what I've learned, which is really exciting, is, once you get that first teammate and they become Great Start qualified, meaning they place an order of 600 or more, well, every time that happens, you get $50 bonus. And so it's amazing because you're not taking anything away from your teammates. It's the company that's rewarding you for that. So I love that because it's really ethical. There's no sneakiness or anything. It's like, it's straight from the company. It's like, good job. You got this teammate. Here you go, And then when you become a red jacket, which that was just recently, you get $100. So it's just so exciting how the company does that. And it's like all passive income. You know what I mean? Like you're just working your business, building it. And then they're like, here you go. And then another way is every time your teammate works their business, places an order for their customers or a personal order, the company, I think the end of the month, they give this wire card and they just give you a percentage of it. And like, you can go up to 13%, I believe, before directorship. And it's just, you don't even think about it. It's like, if you have teammates who are just working their business, I mean, it's just amazing. And so my wire card, my extra income, me and my husband use that for our date night. And it's like guilt-free, and go get whatever yummy dinner, dessert, and have fun. So I just love it because it's fun to team build, but that's just an extra bonus. You know what I mean? So I love it. So yeah, I hope that helps and explain things a little bit more.
I love that. And then Amanda, one question I have for you, and I know that I hear a question that from people, no, you're fine, that I hear people, have sometimes is like, where are you finding the people to share with? Because that can, sometimes it feels like you're like digging a little bit to like, who should I even like talk to about this? Where are you finding them? So where are you finding the people that you're sharing the opportunity with?
My parties, I'd have to say, is I need to be like Amy. I need to make a list and make sure I'm sharing with every single person. But it really is my parties and customers that I've built a good relationship with. I'm like, okay, I feel confident that I can ask them to share. Like the thing tonight, I've asked several people and I've gotten people that said they'll hopefully be there. So you know what I mean? It's parties and good customers. I can go back and think like, they really like these products. I think they might like this just for the 50% or to have their own business because they don't know until they hear it. So that's kind of where I've been getting them. Yeah.
I love that. And those are like such good tips. And thank you. We enjoyed the background music too. That really set it apart. That's like a little extra thing that you were able to bring to the table. But thank you so much for sharing. That was such good information because I think people don't even know that there are bonuses that you get for team building. Like I was always surprised. I was like, what is this money for? And then those commission checks are great because, these fancy financial people, they'll talk about diversifying your income. That's what it is. To team build and to sell is diversifying your income so that if you're having a lower month with sales or like having to really work at getting those parties booked, you're also getting commission check on the side from the company. And I think it's so smart to give yourself 2 streams of income. It's optional to team build. Nobody has to. So if you're like, this overwhelms me, this stresses me out, it's okay. You can only sell and that's fine. But I always found it actually a relief of stress that I was like, I have 2 different ways I'm making income. So it feels a little less like, oh my gosh, all my eggs are in this basket. So I just think that's really smart. And I know a lot of you have been really working at this. I just wanted you to hear from someone that's really been putting in the effort and growing her team because I know a lot of you are looking to be in that red jacket. So Amanda's a great person to reach out to for team building tips because I know you guys are all great about reaching out to me and my mom, but sometimes it's nice to hear from someone who like just finished that. I remember doing that a lot when I was like working my way up because I'd kind of reach out to people that were really close to where I was because I felt like we maybe had similar stories sometimes. So Amanda's someone that you could obviously just think of and be like, hey, I just have a quick question, and she'll be like really good for answers there. Okay, the last thing that I'm going to share tonight, and then I'm going to let us go because our coffee and conversations is like soon. This is so good, you guys. I love hearing from multiple people because this is where it's at. It's brainstorming and it's hearing different perspectives and different ideas and getting, a fresh thought on things. I want to share two things that I recently heard that I think are going to be super helpful. And these are fun, different ideas to try with your customers. The first one is called the Fab 5 in 5. And this is an idea that Nancy introduced to us at the Red Jacket meeting. By the way, Red Jacket meetings are where it's at. So if you haven't been to one, get that Red Jacket because we have a fabulous time. With the Fab 5 in 5, here's the premise of it. You're going to reach out to a customer and say, hey, do you have 5 minutes that we could do a FaceTime call? 5 minutes. Now this is an actual 5 minutes, which means you're going to have to really rein it in. You don't talk too much, but in the 5 minutes, what you're going to show is you're going to show her your favorite 5 products in 5 minutes. And you're going to do it QVC style. You're not sending samples. You're literally just like, hey, let's hop on the Zoom call. And you're like, okay, so the first product I want to talk to you about today is the charcoal mask. I love this thing because it deep cleans your pores, and you just give a little history about it. And it's $24. Okay, the second of my Fab 5 and 5. I'm gonna have to come up with a different name. I cannot get that out of my mouth. But I want to talk to you about the nourishing oil. This oil is amazing. You can actually use it on your hair. It's not just for your skin. You use it on your cuticles, and you pick 5 products, guys. I just grabbed 2 from my shelf. Any 5 that you love. There's some that they've recommended that this lady has used. I would recommend using the 5 products that you personally love the most. Don't worry about how much they cost or how little they cost. We sell what we love. So for me, oil-free eye makeup remover is my number 1, my gold star. Yeah, a lot of people are like, it's the best. So that's one that I am passionate about. I love it. So I'm going to sell that. You can do a whole skincare set as one item. They do that too, where they're like, this is my skincare. What it does for my skin is it prevents aging. It, say how good it makes your skin feel. That's one item. This particular set costs, and then name the price of your set. If it's Voluform, it's $205. If it's the Miracle set, it's $110, whatever it is. And just pick 5 products and literally 5 minutes. And then when it's done, you're just going to message her and say, hey, what was your favorite? Do you want me to get that sent your way? And that's the whole thing. How simple is that? And it's on video. So I feel like that's a better connection. And then here's how you can turn it into a party, because some people that's a really easy, a 5-minute party. She probably has some friends that can hop on there with her. So what they have said that you can tell them is, if you have 5 friends that can hop on with you for 5 minutes, you get a half price shopping spree from anything I showed. That's a really great deal for them. And it also gets you in front of 6 people. That's a pretty great deal for 5 minutes. I think a lot of us can work 5 minutes in. And if they can't get all the people together, we get it. Not everybody is going to want to turn into that. But if they do, then they can have a half price shopping spree. If not, and they just want it to be you and them, what the lady who's been doing this has been offering is if they buy 1 product from her Fab 5 and 5 is they get 10% off. If they buy 2 products, they get 15% off. If they buy 3 products, they get 20% off. And if anybody, if she's doing it with, 5 people on there and it's a party, anybody that hops on there, they can book their own and get everything half price, at theirs. And then the other option she's been doing, and I thought this was so, so smart. She says, and if you love everything on here, you can start your own business for $30 and get all of this half price forever. And she makes it that simple because honestly, that's what an e-start is. It costs $30 and then you get half price on your products. So this is a really easy way to just try something different. It doesn't cost you any money. You're selling what you're passionate about and you're connecting with people face to face. So this is just, I think, a really fun thing to try. You could call it a spring fling and just feature 5 things that you think are fun for spring. Maybe you're featuring a fun spring lip color and the eye makeup remover, maybe you're just featuring that kind of stuff, but it's a really simple, easy thing. And you don't have to have been in Mary Kay for long to have favorite products. Honestly, I mean, I had my favorites within my first, I was like, oh, this is a forever thing for me. So that's the one. And the other one I just wanted to remind you of, I know a lot, probably everyone on here knows about it already, but what we're doing on the 25th is the skincare, self-care skincare. I did that backwards. I don't know why, but I knew as soon as I said it. The self-care skincare virtual facial event. Guys, this is going to be great. Nancy and I are going to be on there. We're going to share the opportunity. We're going to help you by like really presenting the sales really, really simply. We're going to give you follow-up scripts to use. And I've seen the follow-up scripts we're going to use. They are so simple. It's like 1 or 2 sentences. It's like 3 different questions you're going to ask them. So we've really tried to simplify this and streamline it to make it work for you. You do, if you're going to participate in that one, you will want to buy your samples up front. I've been so hesitant about samples because I was just like, oh, we don't get a half prize. It doesn't count towards my production. But honestly, you guys, I think it's worth it because I have done some FaceTime calls lately with my customers. You cannot beat a face-to-face connection. I love QVC style parties, but there's something really, really special about looking someone in the eye, and something about, yeah, Janine's giving me a thumbs up on this. There's something just really special about connecting with people. Now on this one, it'll just be Nancy and I that are shown on the screen, but they're gonna see us and we're gonna take off our makeup and wash our faces in front of everybody. I don't love taking off my eye makeup in front of people. I have like no eyes. But you guys are seeing my natural habitat, and it'll be great. You'll be like, whoa, I've never seen Whitney like this before. But it's going to be so fun. And we want this to be something that benefits you. And if you say, I am really scared, I'm just not quite sure yet, still come, even if you don't have guests on there. Use it as a training thing for yourself to see how to do this for yourself. The other thing we want this to be practical for is so that you can take this into your real life. When we're able to do facials around the table again, we're going to do it like we're in person. So you'll know how to do a facial around your table with people, how to do a party, because a lot of you started post-pandemic, so you've never gotten to do much of that. We want to make this something that easily translates from just being on Zoom or on FaceTime to I can do this at home, because we don't want you to, someday be like, oh, I have a party. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to. We want you to know how. So this is going to be really good. So hop on, no matter if you have guests or don't, ask to join the Get Pinked virtual Facebook group. That's where all of this is happening. It's called Get Pinked. We just thought that was fun. I don't know. Nancy came up with it and I was like, that's cute. So that's what we're using for it. And we're going to keep that. And that's going to be a group that we're going to try to use more than once for ideas like this. So I think it's going to be really worth your time. And I really do think it's worth the investment to send the samples out to your customers. I get it. It does cost a little bit, but it's not a lot of it. I mean, if we're just being honest, it's not a lot of it. So I think it's worth it to send out the samples. And if you're like, I just got to see it before I can do it, that's okay. Hop on, really do watch it. Be invested, put yourself there, and it'll be really worth your time. So that is the last thing I wanted to share tonight. So I'm going to let you ladies go. We have about 10 minutes to our coffee and conversations. I know but it was so good tonight. I would do this again. I loved hearing from more than one person. And I think we need more nights like this in the future where we're hearing from the ladies who are leading. So just keep working your businesses faithfully because it pays off. And you get what you want from Mary Kay by just doing the little thing day in and day out in the little pockets of time. So I hope you ladies have a great night. I'm sure I will see many of you again in about 10 minutes. The link is on Facebook. It is not the same link as this one. It's on that graphic that's saved at the top of the group in our Mary Kay Fearless group. There's the link there. It's the old link we used to use for Nancy's meetings. So a lot of you are gonna be like, oh yeah, I know that password. It's lipstick. Yes, Mom, I see you have a question.
And you're good. This is recorded, so you'll put the recording out so we can
Yes.
get it to the rest of our
Yes,
team. So
this is recorded. I will upload it after our coffee and conversations link. Computers don't like to multitask. So I will upload this one. So it'll show up a little bit later than usual, but then I will have this up later tonight. So anyway, I will see you guys soon. I'll let you go so we all have a minute to get some water, take a deep breath, and then we'll launch back into it. So see you guys soon. Bye.